Over the next 7 nights, I'm sailing aboard Navigator of the Seas as it makes its way down the Mexican Riviera. We'll leave from Los Angeles, explore Ensenada's coastal cliffs, set sail into Cabo San Lucas, and finish on the vibrant port city of Mazatlán. And now I'm about to find out whether this classic ship can still hold its own in the era of floating mega resorts. This is Navigator of the Seas. This week I'm in Los Angeles, wrapping up a few days at Disneyland and about to head to the cruise port. The day begins at Disneyland Hotel, where we're picked up and begin a drive towards the port of Los Angeles. There's something about this part of cruising that always feels surreal, leaving behind the theme parks, transitioning into the open highway, open air, and finally the silhouette of a massive cruise ship in the distance. As we get closer, Navigator of the Seas comes into view. She's already towering above the terminal, white hull, deep blue accents, and rows of balconies stacked like a floating city. Check-in today is surprisingly smooth. We drop our bags curbside, walk straight into the terminal, and security moves faster than expected. No stress, no delays. We have express check-in, and we're through passport control in minutes and heading down the gangway. We enter through the Royal Promenade, the main artery of the ship. Music is playing, guests are exploring, families are pointing out balconies, and crew members are welcoming everyone aboard like it's been a long-awaited reunion. The first order of business is the muster station. We already completed the safety video at home, so this is just a quick check-in. We head straight to our stateroom. We're in an ocean view balcony this time, cabin 7628 on deck 7 aft, a category 5D. The room is fairly standard in size, but it's functional. Everything is within reach, and the layout makes good use of the space. The balcony becomes an instant highlight, a private view of the harbor, the terminal, and the massive ship docked beside us. But there are a couple of trade-offs. The mattress is firm, really firm. The kind of firm that makes you wonder if you're sleeping on engineered plywood. And then there's the outlet situation. You can tell Navigator was born in a very different era. She has limited power options, especially for modern travelers with multiple devices. Before we explore further, it's worth understanding what we're actually sailing on. Navigator of the Seas is a Voyager-class ship launched in 2002 and later amplified in 2019 with major upgrades, including the Perfect Storm water slides, redesigned pool decks, and new entertainment venues. She's not the newest ship in the fleet, but she's been rebuilt in all the right places. And that balance between classic layout and modern upgrades is something I'm paying close attention to on this sailing. And now it's time for sail away, something we're all looking forward to. There's a party on the pool deck, but we make our way forward, something you don't always get to do on the newer ships, and find a spot at the bow. From here, the port of Los Angeles stretches out in every direction, cargo ships, terminals, cranes, and endless movement. Quantum of the Seas is out first. She's a beautiful ship too. And then the open waters come into view. The cruise has officially begun. First things first now, Navigator's youth programs are having an open house, so let's go check out the kids spaces and the teen club. The Adventure Ocean program provides engaging, age-appropriate activities designed to keep younger guests entertained throughout the cruise. For older guests, the Teen Club serves as a dedicated, lively hangout space where teens can socialize, connect with peers, and enjoy a variety of programming tailored specifically to this age group. These facilities ensure that both children and teens have their own unique supervised environments to explore while they're on board. Our son Martin can't wait to get started. And if you have teens with you, make sure they attend the first night because that's when they do icebreakers and they get to know one another. Dinner tonight is in the main dining room, a 3-level venue with a mix of traditional seating and open dining service. It feels elegant but not formal, relaxed but still refined. If you select the seating time, you'll have the same staff each evening, something I highly recommend. Or you can select My Time Dining, which allows you to dine whenever you want, but you'll need to wait for a table to become available. Tonight's menu starts with tomato soup. Then I go with spaghetti bolognese. Michelle chooses chicken breast and potatoes, and Martin goes with a prime rib. Service is smooth and attentive, the kind of rhythm Royal Caribbean is known for. Drinks appear at the right time, plates are cleared without interruption, and everything flows without feeling rushed. It's a strong first impression. After dinner, we wander into the casino. It's lively without being overwhelming. Rows of slot machines scattered, table games, and enough blinking lights that can be seen from space. I have a bit of luck early on, a few small wins that keep things interesting. From there, we head to the main theater for a stand-up comedy show. The venue fills quickly, and the energy is perfect for a first night on board. Light, fun, and exactly what you want after a full travel day. By the time we get back to the room, it feels like it's been an incredibly full day. Travel, embarkation, exploring, dinner, entertainment. Tomorrow, we wake up in Ensenada, but for now, we hit the hay. Good morning from the Pacific. I wake up as early as we arrive in Ensenada, and I head straight outside with a coffee in one hand and camera in the other. Ensenada isn't what I expected. Located on the Baja Peninsula, it feels like a mix of working port and coastal escape. Fishing boats, cliffs, and open water all layered together. As someone who cruises frequently from Florida, this port feels completely different from the Caribbean destinations I'm used to visiting. Instead of tropical beaches and swaying palm trees, Ensenada has a rugged beauty to it. It's also one of the most popular stops on the Mexican Riviera cruise, serving as a gateway to Baja California's food, culture, and wine region. We head to breakfast in the main dining room. I go with French toast, fresh fruit, and strong coffee, the kind of cruise breakfast that sets the tone for the day. Michelle chooses an omelet with spinach and cheese, and we talk through the plan, explore the port, walk the city, and find a local taco spot away from the tourist corridor. The walk into town looks far, so we opt to take the port shuttle. The cost is $4 US for a round-trip ticket. At first it seemed worth it. The shuttle included a guide who gave us valuable information about what we can see and do. However, the shuttle leaves us in a rather inconvenient location. Next time, we'll just walk instead. Personally, I have something else on my mind. Tacos. And not just any tacos. I don't want a tourist trap. I want the locals joint. And my research has led me to Tacos Phoenix. Located a few miles inland, Tacos Phoenix has earned a reputation as one of the city's most beloved fish taco stands. I meet a friendly taxi driver, Julio, who offers to take us there, wait for us, and then bring us back. I'll link his contact information in the show notes. He's terrific. I order several tacos, find a spot to stand nearby, and take my first bite. The tortillas are fresh, the fish is light and crispy. This is the real thing, and it's everything I had hoped it would be. With lunch successfully handled, we make our way along the waterfront. One landmark immediately commands attention, the enormous Mexican flag. And beneath the flag is a little souvenir market. After spending a while shopping and exploring, we make our way back toward the ship. Back on board, we head straight to the pool deck. The pools are busy but not overcrowded, and the whole deck feels like a floating resort. One of the biggest additions from Navigator's 2019 amplification is the blaster, and also the riptide. Unlike the blaster, this slide features a translucent tube section that extends over the side of the ship. Right now, with most people off the ship, the wait for the water slides is almost non-existent. Port days are the best times to do the water slides. Then it's down to the Royal Promenade, a hallmark of Royal Caribbean cruise ships. Running through the center of the ship, this lively indoor boulevard serves as the social hub on board. No matter what time of day I walk through here, something always seems to be happening. Live music, trivia contests, and dance parties. We start at the logo store, which is always dangerous for my wallet. The shelves are packed with Navigator of the Seas merchandise, from t-shirts and hats to sweatshirts and model ships. As we continue down the promenade, we come across one of the cruise sidewalk sales. Guests crowd around displays of watches, handbags, jewelry, glasses, and various accessories. Because purchases are made while on the ship at sea, many items are sold tax-free. A little further along, we stop by the Bamboo Room, one of the ship's most distinctive lounges. The venue is designed as a tropical Polynesian-inspired tiki bar, and it seems like the inspiration for the pesky parrot on Utopia of the Seas, one of the best venues I've ever seen on a cruise ship. Dinner tonight is butter chicken in the main dining room, easily one of the best meals of the cruise so far. I love Royal Caribbean's butter chicken. Tender chicken, rich curry sauce, warm roti on the side. Simple but excellent. After dinner, there's also laser tag on board, which quickly becomes one of my favorite activities on the ship. It takes place in Studio B, the ice rink, but the floor is covered by a retractable surface, turning it into a glowing inflatable battlefield. Fast-paced, chaotic, and surprisingly competitive. I could spend all day in here. We end the night at Cafe Promenade. It's coffee, pastry, and a moment to reflect on the day and make some plans, because tomorrow we arrive in Cabo San Lucas. Well, good morning from Cabo San Lucas. We wake up to towering desert cliffs rising out of the Pacific and the iconic stone arch in the distance, one of the most recognizable landmarks in Mexico. Because there's no pier here, we'll be using tenders to get ashore. So early in the morning, I head down to secure a tender ticket before the rush begins. If you've never experienced a tender port before, the process is fairly straightforward. Guests gather in designated areas, receive instructions, and are transported ashore in smaller vessels that shuttle back and forth throughout the day. I got a boarding group ticket in the main dining room, so I know when my tender has arrived. This cuts down on standing in long lines waiting to get off the ship. Soon, we're descending the gangway and boarding our tender. The ride ashore only takes a few minutes. Before long, we're stepping into the marina and beginning our day in Cabo. While we're here, we stop at a bank to get some pesos. It's important to withdraw cash from a real bank ATM to avoid potential fraud. We pull out enough pesos to ensure we can easily hire a private driver in Mazatlán tomorrow. Back on board, we try Jamie Oliver's for lunch, a specialty restaurant on board the ship. Martin and I both go for the fettuccine bolognese, while Michelle orders the pesto carbonara. Honestly, it's just fine. It's not terrible, but it's not exactly going to change your life either. However, the service and the views from our table are absolutely phenomenal, which almost makes the meal worth it on its own. Later, we unwind in the solarium, the adults-only retreat with pools, loungers, and a quieter atmosphere away from the main deck energy. It becomes one of the best places on board to simply slow down. For tonight's dinner, the main dining room goes all out. The service is personal, attentive, and at one point the entire dining room breaks into a surprise celebration with the staff performing for the guests. It's a terrific morale boost for the staff that has taken such good care of us. After dinner, we head to the Price is Right game show in the main theater. It's fun, interactive, and chaotic in the best way. We play along on our smartphones, and a few lucky people from the audience actually get called up to the stage. Royal Caribbean tries to upsell you on buying more chances to win a car, but having played this before on other Royal Caribbean ships, the odds are virtually impossible. So we stick with the minimum $15 buy-in and just enjoy the show for what it is. Great fun. Good morning from Mazatlán. I wake up to the sight of Navigator of the Seas pulling into the harbor. Mazatlán is a working fishing port, and as the sun crests over the horizon, the city feels alive and completely different than our previous stops. The morning starts with a bit of a challenge. I head to the sports court for a quick game of pickleball. Michelle, as usual, is incredible, and I'm doing my absolute best just to keep up. The sun is already beating down, and the air is thick with humidity. It feels strikingly similar to our home in Orlando, Florida. The logistics here are efficient. We board a tram that whisks us out of the industrial port area and into the passenger welcome center, where a cluster of shops and snack spots greet us. But we aren't looking for souvenirs just yet. We're looking for the Blue Line. If you're ever in Mazatlán, look for the Blue Line painted on the pavement. It's a self-guided walking tour that leads you directly from the port through local neighborhoods and into the heart of the historic district. It's safe, it's beautiful, and it's the best way to see the real city. We walk until we reach Centro Histórico. A Basilica of the Immaculate Conception is the centerpiece here, a stunning historic structure that absolutely demands a visit. It's a quiet, beautiful pocket of the city. Outside the cathedral, we make one of our best decisions of the trip. We hire one of the iconic white taxis for a 1-hour tour. For 500 pesos, our driver is nothing short of fantastic. He's incredibly friendly, knows exactly where to take us, and eventually drives us up the mountainside. From that vantage point, we get a panoramic view of the entire city, and seeing Navigator anchored in the bay below really puts the scale of our journey into perspective. He even makes sure we arrive at the perfect moment to catch a cliff diver plunging into the Pacific. It's a heart-in-your-throat moment. Watching him time the surge of the ocean before taking the leap is nothing short of amazing. For a 7-night Mexican Riviera sailing in a balcony stateroom, we paid $2,570. For everything included, destinations, dining, entertainment, and the ship itself, it's an incredible value. If you enjoyed this journey, here's another video coming up right now that I think you're going to love. Let's see if I'm right. I'll see you over there.